All right, so we'll just start recording, and then whenever we actually want to start talking about the episode.
Oh yeah,
All right.
Tom, I was gonna say, this can be on record. I don't even give a shit. The thing from Ben Shapiro you showed me a while ago. The thing about Ben Shapiro.
Which one?
The hour-long comment on why he shouldn't be taken seriously about anything.
Yeah.
It popped up in my recommended feed.
There you go.
And I was,
Google's always listening.
I was like, yes. Yeah.
The machines are going to take over, and they're always listening.
I, for one, welcome our new robot overlords.
Thank you, James.
Yeah. All right, so hey everybody, we're back with the third episode. We've been noticing a lot of activity in the comments and discussion and stuff like that. Please keep it up. We really enjoy responding to all those comments.
That was very passive aggressive.
So with me today I'm James. We have
Tom
and
Dan.
Yes.
Yes.
The three people.
Three white dudes.
Well, they don't know we're white, but now they do.
We only sound like
I could be lying.
Yeah, but it's true.
Well, they can tell by our voices, though.
I'm actually albino.
It's kind of the voices, the
white.
choice of content, this entire concept. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it suggests our gender.
While I was listening back to our first episode, yes, I love the sound of my own voice.
Sounds like money.
Sounds like money. Sponge boy me, Bob. While I was listening back to that, I was like, this sounds like three white men in the basement of a house complaining about a thing that doesn't exist in reality.
Hey, wait.
And then I realized that's exactly what it was.
I'm gonna cut you off right there. We can't let people onto our secrets, man.
Yeah, we're in the attic.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's right.
No, the basement's a better. The acoustics are better in the basement.
Yes. Yeah. The jerseys, my hockey jerseys.
Yeah, actually, your basement isn't echoey, which is great.
That's good. Well, do you want to intro the thing before I go on a tangent?
So we're gonna be talking about Star Wars, The Mandalorian. Which was just released on Disney+. So we're just going to be talking about the first episode, spend a few minutes on it, share our thoughts, and we'll be trying to do an episode every week about the new episode that came out. How many episodes are there supposed to be?
I do not know. This is a show where we do not do research.
Yes. All right. Yes.
Actually, if you give me 1
That's
second,
all of
I can actually pull it up really quickly.
Okay.
So you keep talking, and I will tell you.
Well, I guess we'll just talk a little bit about, I don't know, anything. We'll each just take the floor for like 30 seconds to a minute. Okay. Dan can start. About anything. It could be like what you thought about the show. It could be about how your week was. Well, doesn't matter.
Overall, I thought the show had a pretty good start. I think as we've seen with other parts of the Star Wars genre in recent years, I feel like there's definitely some fan fatigue that they have to kind of combat and find ways to make this new, even though it's in a lot of ways isn't new at all. Not talking Mandalorian specifically, I'm talking about the whole saga, the whole franchise. Yeah. It's been around for 45 years. It's going to be around for another 45 years in all probability.
If we're lucky.
So I really thought that they found a way to make it fairly original. These aren't things that you really see all the time. You're not really dealing with, bounty hunters in a lot of the regular canonical. I'm not even sure if I'm using that term right.
No, that's right.
Please, you internet warriors, don't hate me.
Leave it
I
in the
hate
comments.
you for other reasons.
Leave it in the comments below.
Yeah, if you do, leave it in the comments below for me to ignore.
That's so terrible because we're gonna get one comment on this video.
And it's gonna be like, Dan's kind of an ass.
Yeah, exactly. And it's
Tom's voice is annoying.
Hey, welcome to the club. We got jackets. I just thought it was well done in that. I think we're seeing a progression away from the original 6 people that we've seemed to only care about for forever, moving towards a world where on screen. This world's existed in video games and books, but on screen, we're now seeing a way to have an enjoyable, fairly, in-depth story, at least so far, about just a different strand of the galaxy, which is cool. And I think, you don't see a lot of, and as we alluded to in our first podcast about The Last Jedi, we have no context whatsoever about what happens after Episode 6 and before Episode 7. We have literally nothing.
This is the market's response to that.
This is the actual... Yeah,
outside of books.
This is
there are books about it, but nobody reads.
But nobody reads, and then there's and it's... And even if I read them, I probably would still be have a lot of questions, wait, what? And then, it's just kind of a lot of confusion. So I know this is supposed to be a 30-second blurb, so I'm just going to say I appreciate that we're getting some context filled in, and I appreciate that we have what seems to be a likable character with some depth so far, in
Depth?
depth. Yeah,
Depth?
depth.
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 Death.
Yeah, it sounded like you said death.
Death. A likable
I was
character in death.
Spoilers, he dies in the first episode.
That he
Yeah.
died immediately. We said that. We did joke about a point where
Yeah,
we thought
it's true.
that'd be funny
When
if
the
it was just a
Blurg-
different
Yeah,
Mandalorian
shout
every
out-
episode getting killed.
Shout out to the Blurgs. They stole the show for me.
They did.
But
Yeah,
all right,
the
thank
ugly
you.
little-
Thank you, Dan.
Yes.
Moving
Thank you
on
for
to-
your 30 seconds.
yes.
Senator
I
Warren.
was like probably 3 minutes, yeah.
I'm just gonna cut a random 30 seconds out of that 4 minutes, and then
Ah,
you don't get to choose. I won't choose. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, this is why we have no
Alright.
ratings, James.
That's
All right.
fuck. You're right. It's me.
Just
All
that.
right. Here's how I'm
Nothing
gonna
else.
start.
Yeah.
Here's
Yeah.
gonna, everything Dan said is bullshit. So first of all, I do have an answer. You asked how many episodes there are. 8 in the first season. The second season is currently filming. So a little bit presumptuous. No. You're gonna put this much money into it. I guess my blurb would be movie quality in terms of special effects so far. And spoiler alert, I have seen the second episode. I am rewatching with Dan and James as they watch through for the first time. So I'm more looking for, I'm giving context, and I'm also giving woefully unfunny speculation on the side. But also, really well done special effects, especially for a TV series. It looks like James said, better than Solo did.
Yeah.
I
I just watched Solo literally yesterday.
Yeah.
That was my Friday night.
Who are your people?
Solo.
I'm
Whatever.
alone in this universe, so I'll call you Han.
Han
Lives alone in his basement.
I love.
Oh,
how,
that works.
I love how they addressed how Lando calls him Han too.
Yeah.
I was like, man,
It's
they
Han.
okay, Han. they got every little tiny detail that they have ever said about Han Solo. They
Oh
made
yeah,
sure
and
they
from
addressed it.
Corellia.
Yeah.
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 I didn't say he didn't even. By the way, I just want to point out he didn't say he was from Corellia in episode 4. He said, "Yeah, I have a Corellian freighter,"
Yep.
which the Star Wars creators went, "He's from Corellia
Yeah.
now."
Yep.
And it's like, cool. Just throw in all the names. Actually, thank you for saying that, because that is part of the reason so far that I really like The Mandalorian.
Oh.
Is it doesn't just like. Well, there's Easter eggs. There are Easter eggs,
yeah.
but it doesn't feel super excessive so
it's
far.
Not, it's not like fan service. It's like if you're a hardcore fan, you'll see the Easter eggs. I'm guessing, but it's not like Han Solo where it's like.
What are your
That's-
people? I'm Solo. Now I'm Solo.
They show like the iconic scene.
Winks at the camera.
Yeah.
Chewbacca's your name. I'm gonna have to shorten that.
Yeah.
Crowd cheer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They showed like the secret hidden panels for the under the floorboards of the Falcon. They show Han getting his iconic pistol.
They never
Which is
explain
just
how he's
of
gonna
the-
get.
like a stupid rifle.
They never explain how he understands Wookiee, but whatever.
Yeah.
I guess
He
That's
took it in
that-
college.
They should put another.
It was an
movie about-
elective in college.
There should just be a movie about how to speak Wookiee.
Yeah.
Yes.
But anyway, so sorry to cut you off.
He took 6 years of Wookiee in school, and you're gonna belittle it.
Yeah.
Actually, can I give one? No. It's a spoil. We'll talk about it after episode 2.
Okay. Yeah. But overall, so yeah.
Overall, pretty good so far. The first episode doesn't blow me away, but I guess the special effects were the main thing I was looking at, and excited to see a little bit of a fill-in on between 6 and 7, like Dan said, including how the Empire forms into the First Order, which I have a theory about that we'll talk about at some point.
All right. Cool. Thank you, Tom.
You're welcome.
For being a guest on my podcast. No.
It's my house.
So anyway, yeah, my short blurb on it would be, considering this podcast has another minute left, would be that it kept my attention the whole time. I thought it was great. I really did. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the thing that we were talking about that. I mentioned it feels like a video game, and then Tom immediately said, like, oh, that's what I wanted to tell you, but I wanted to wait till you finished watching the episode.
I didn't want you guys to watch it through that lens.
Exactly. But if that's it seems like it was heavily inspired, or at least like something like that from video games, because there's the scene towards the end where they're fighting kind of like a western, and they like right before they
A lot of
get to the end of the
gunslinging.
episode, and it was like basically like 2 players, versing an entire town. Like that's exactly what every video game is like.
And
it's
the
like one
turret
person.
section.
Yeah, exactly. They take over a turret.
I'm
and stuff
surprised that across the right-hand top of the screen, like an objective
It
didn't
di-
flash
yeah,
across the thing.
didn't have a
sees
HUD.
the turret. And
I didn't see the health
10
meter
individuals.
anywhere.
That's
Yeah,
true. It's because he did a perfect run.
he did. Yeah.
So,
He did get shot by the droid.
but that was like a cinematic. It was like a cutscene.
Oh
So-
yeah, because cinematics never.
Yeah.
It's attached to
I think we
gameplay.
managed to go through this entire podcast and not actually even comment on the plot.
Well, because I mean,
we got to keep it short.
the first
It's what the
episode-
fans want. And
It's what the fans want. I guess, yeah, because, I mean, the only thing that's really... I really think is noteworthy about the plot here, I guess, was that he's on a planet that resembles Tatooine, looking for
I
an
think it is
individual that's
Tatooine.
50 years old. Yeah, we're saying it likely Tatooine, looking for someone who's 50 years old, which is ultimately revealed to be someone of Yoda's ethnicity.
wow, you don't even know the name.
I don't know
Race.
either.
Race.
Okay, do you want to go ahead and take a stab at that?
Yeah.
By
they're-
all means.
I'll put it in.
Go ahead.
No, I'll put it in post.
Yeah,
I'll
okay.
say like, yeah, the race is.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So-
Oh, yeah.
ET creature.
Yeah.
All right, should we do quick blurbs on the plot? It's hard to
It's
do.
gonna be a nightmare.
It's hard to do a
Let's just
blurb.
do it.
It's hard to
I
do.
think we should just let it be raw.
Let-
Just let it all hang out naked.
yeah. Okay.
It's hard to do a blurb on the first episode of a series though, because you don't know
Yeah.
where it's going.
Yeah, exactly.
Except for me, I know where it's going.
It's like, oh, I like the special
Fifteen.
effects.
Well, I
Oh.
only seen 2
Yeah.
episodes.
Yeah.
What do you-
This is a nightmare.
I for one, am excited. I'm excited that we didn't get like a random name drop, like, oh, you need to go to Mos Eisley, or you need to go
Oh,
like
yeah.
like character like, oh, you know, everything's changed since that Skywalker. Man,
Yeah.
can you believe that Skywalker kid? What a crazy kiddo. I was really happy we didn't get anything like that, and I hope that we continue to not be attached to the rest of the Star Wars universe. Well, not be attached to the cinematic universe, and fill in the gray areas between 6 and 7. So far, we were already saying this show makes it look like the Republic is a complete failure because the galaxy is completely lawless,
Yep.
and I almost said Boba Fett. It is not Boba Fett, but the Mandalorian says, like, this can't even cover the cost of fuel nowadays. So it's good to see that the universe is has no military because the Republic has no military because they thought that was a good idea, and that's why they get crushed by the First Order. And they also have no economy. So it's really good to see, and they have no troops stationed on any planets.
That there
So
might
it's really good to see how they governed right back into another war.
Yeah,
Are
I was about
you-
to say that might explain the discontent that led to the First Order.
Yeah.
You give it to the hands of an authoritarian, and then they just
Yeah,
kind of...
yeah.
But give me some sort of reasoning behind not governing at all after you win a war.
I mean, I think, like we said, we said earlier, not in the podcast, it might have to do with the fact that these are Outer Rim territories that
Yeah,
were
yeah,
traditionally lawless, right? Like Tatooine, we know.
Although we did see the Empire on Tatooine even in the original trilogy.
But in the Republic, too, we had the Hutts who just ran
Yeah.
anything they wanted.
Yeah.
You know, like, and they always made these comments about how Tatooine was in the Outer Rim, Geonosis, Outer Rim, where, like, the birth of the Confederacy was. Like, at least, I think we're led to believe that, at least traditionally speaking, these territories were harder to govern because they're far away and it's difficult to get resources and governance out there that makes sense.
And of course, the Confederacy, which was led by Jefferson Davis and Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
That's the Civil War.
Yeah.
The Confederacy and the
Davis?
Civil
No,
War.
we don't talk
He was the
about
president of the CSA.
we don't talk about real
Yeah.
life here.
Yeah.
That's for
Yes. Let me know when you got
Yeah.
when you know some Star Wars facts, okay?
I'm sorry, I didn't know this was the nerd crew. Very cool.
Very
cool.
cool.
You did it. Way to go.
Fucking love Star Wars!
Well,
Oh god, very cool.
I feel like we've done a great job.
Yes. All right, guys, leave your opinions in the comments below. We'll be sure to like, comment, subscribe.
oh, I'm definitely not doing
Please cyberbully me.
Yes, cyberbully me.
Please.
Oh god. Okay.
Show me you care in the slightest. Do that. It means more than empty comments
All right.
and no likes.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
And on top of that, yeah.
Podcast, Mom.
All right, I'm in the middle of a podcast.
That's staying in.
I'm sad.
Oh.
Oh man.
Yes, I don't go to mass. I'm a heathen. That's part of the.
I'm kidding. We can obviously cut that out, but we won't.